Imagine the world is moving at a pace that's beyond your control. The noise, the distractions, the constant chase for more, it's overwhelming. Everyone around you is shouting about their victories, their accomplishments, their plans. And there you are, quietly watching, feeling the weight of what's missing in your own life. But here's the truth: what you do in silence, in the stillness of your own being, is where your power lies. The world will try to convince you that everything must be loud, urgent, and immediate, that you need to announce your every move, your every success, your every goal. But the true path to greatness doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't boast or show off. It works quietly and steadily in the background until the time comes when the results speak louder than any words ever could. You don't need the world's approval to be great. In fact, seeking approval is a trap. It keeps you from focusing on what really matters: your own growth. What if you spent less time worrying about how others perceive your journey and more time becoming the person you need to be in silence? What if you worked in solitude, building your vision step by step, trusting that every small effort was part of the greater whole? Here's the shocking truth: it's the quiet work that will define you, not the noise. Your breakthroughs won't happen in the spotlight. They will happen in the moments when no one is watching, when the world is asleep, when you are alone with your thoughts and your actions. It's there in those moments that you will grow. You see, most people give up before the real transformation happens. They want instant results, they want the praise, they want the acknowledgement. But real progress, real mastery, happens when you are willing to push through the discomfort, when you are willing to work hard without anyone else knowing. It's the work that happens when no one is looking that builds the foundation for everything that comes next. Each small step you take, each quiet effort you make, is a brick in the wall of your future. It doesn't matter if no one sees it. It doesn't matter if no one applauds you. What matters is that you are building something real, something lasting, something that only you can create. So stop waiting for the world to notice your hard work. Stop looking for validation from others. Trust that every moment spent in focus, every effort made in silence, is leading you toward the person you are becoming. The journey is yours to take, and it's not about the noise or the external recognition. It's about what happens when you show up every day, quietly, consistently, and relentlessly. The world will see your transformation in time, but by then it won't matter. You will have already become who you were always meant to be. You've been taught to wait for the right moment, the right approval, the right circumstances. But what if everything you've been told is wrong? What if the most powerful transformation is happening right now, in the moments you think don't matter? What if your greatest growth is quietly unfolding, unseen by the world, and the success you're striving for is already in your grasp, hidden beneath layers of silent effort, patience, and trust? Imagine this: you've spent your life in the comfort of the familiar, believing it was your safe space. But comfort is a trap. It's not protection, it's restriction. Every day you stay in your comfort zone, you're rehearsing a life that isn't truly lived. You're wasting precious time, avoiding the discomfort that is the gateway to your growth. The fear that holds you back is not your enemy, it's your guide, showing you exactly where you need to go. But to go there, you must move beyond the safety of what you know. And that means stepping into the unknown, trusting that the discomfort you fear is the path to mastery. You've been searching for shortcuts, looking for the big leaps that promise instant results. But what if I told you that true change doesn't come from grand gestures? It comes from the small, quiet steps you take every single day. Every tiny action you take in silence, every decision to keep going when no one is watching, is the foundation for something far bigger than you can imagine. You don't need to make a dramatic shift in a single moment. You need to build something sustainable, something lasting. It's the steady, silent work, done day after day, that will eventually lead to the extraordinary. The world may not recognize your efforts right now. No one may see the sacrifices you're making, the times you've stayed up late, the moments when you pushed through when every part of you wanted to quit. But what if your greatest transformation is happening right now, in the moments when no one is applauding, when no one even notices? The most profound changes are the ones that happen within, unseen by the outside world. They happen in your thoughts, in your quiet decisions, in the work you do when no one is watching. And by the time the world sees your results, you will have already become someone else entirely, a person who has trusted the process, embraced the discomfort, and worked relentlessly in silence. But here's the hard truth: you don't need anyone's approval to succeed. The world will tell you that you need recognition, validation, applause, but the real power comes when you stop waiting for others to tell you you're on the right path. The moment you stop seeking approval, you begin to tap into something far greater: the strength to keep going when no one else believes in you, the courage to keep moving forward even when it feels like you're walking alone. Trust the journey even when you can't see the end, because the quiet work you're doing today is shaping the life you've always dreamed of. And this is where the magic happens: when you stop looking outside for validation, when you stop chasing applause, you create something truly extraordinary. You become someone who isn't dependent on the world's recognition. You begin to create something that only you can, something uniquely yours. The world will see the results of your work, but by then you'll have already transformed. Your success won't be measured by the applause you get, but by the quiet strength you've built in the silence of your journey. So let me ask you this: are you willing to put in the work that no one sees? Are you ready to embrace the discomfort, to stop waiting for the approval of others, and to trust the process? The life you want is right on the other side of your fears, your doubts, and your need for validation. But it's up to you to take that first step, to do the work in silence, to trust the journey. The change you're seeking is already happening. It's happening quietly in the unseen moments that are shaping the future you've been dreaming of. Keep going. Trust the process. Don't wait for the applause. The greatest transformation is happening right now, in the silence. The world is constantly filled with noise. Everywhere you turn, there's a rush to be seen, to be heard, to make your mark in the loudest, most attention-grabbing way possible. Social media, advertisements, constant chatter. It feels like if you're not making a sound, you're being left behind. But the truth is, the most profound growth and transformation happen in the silence. The quiet moments when no one is watching are where your true power lies. The journey to self-mastery doesn't need to be broadcasted for the world to witness. The most significant changes occur in the stillness of your own mind, away from distractions, when you are fully present with yourself. You see, it's easy to get caught in the trap of seeking validation. In today's world, where everyone is sharing their achievements, opinions, and successes, it's tempting to think that your worth is measured by how much recognition you receive. But this kind of external validation keeps you trapped in the illusion that you need approval from others to be valuable. The truth is, the moment you stop waiting for the applause and start working quietly for your own growth, you unlock a deeper level of self-awareness. So how do you begin to embrace this silent power? How do you find the strength to work on yourself when the world around you is calling for attention, seeking recognition? The first step is to let go of the need for external validation. When you stop looking for praise and affirmation from others, you free yourself from the endless cycle of comparison. You realize that true fulfillment comes from within, from a deep knowing that you are enough, regardless of what the world says. Next, you must learn to embrace the present moment. The silence is not an absence of noise, it is the space where your true self exists. In the stillness, you are given the opportunity to become fully aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your intentions. This is where growth truly begins, when you stop running from your own fears, doubts, and insecurities, and instead face them with the courage to change. Every moment spent in the present is a step toward transformation. But how do you begin working in silence when the urge to seek external recognition is so strong? It starts with small, consistent actions. Instead of focusing on the end goal, break it down into manageable steps. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Ask yourself, what is one small step I can take today to move closer to my goal? This could be something as simple as setting aside time for self-reflection, practicing mindfulness, or learning a new skill. Each small step, when done with focus and dedication, builds upon the next. These moments of quiet effort compound over time to create lasting change. Working in silence also means removing distractions. In a world filled with constant notifications and demands on your attention, it's easy to lose focus. To truly embrace the power of silence, you must create a space where you can be alone with your thoughts and actions. Whether it's a quiet corner, a peaceful walk, or time spent journaling, find a place where you can work on yourself without the need for external approval. This space is where your mind can open to new possibilities, where you can fully immerse yourself in your own growth without interruption. As you continue this journey, remember that progress often looks different from what you expect. It doesn't come with fireworks or grand announcements. True growth happens in small, quiet moments of persistence. You may not see immediate results, and that's okay. The power of silent work is in the understanding that the results will come not because you're seeking them, but because you are committed to becoming a better version of yourself. And as you stay present with your growth, you'll start to notice the subtle shifts, your mindset changing, your confidence growing, your vision expanding. The world may continue to be loud and chaotic, but your inner transformation will be quiet, profound, and unstoppable. The silent power is always within you, waiting to be embraced. When you commit to working on yourself, without the need for others to recognize your efforts, you begin to experience a level of peace and fulfillment that goes far beyond anything external validation can offer. Keep moving forward, quietly, step by step, and trust that your true power is growing in the silence. Discomfort is often seen as a sign that something is wrong, but in reality, it's the signal that something extraordinary is about to unfold. It's the growing pains of personal growth, the edge of your transformation. Yet so many people give up just before the breakthrough, mistaking discomfort for failure and retreating back to what feels safe and familiar. They want immediate results, they crave instant success. But the path to mastery is never instant. It's a process that demands patience, resilience, and the willingness to move through the discomfort. Why do we fear discomfort? It's simple, our minds are wired to avoid pain. But what if the discomfort you're running from is exactly what you need to face in order to evolve? What if the breakthrough you've been waiting for is hiding behind the very thing you fear most, the challenge, the uncertainty, the unknown? Every time you step out of your comfort zone and face discomfort head-on, you create the space for growth, for learning, and for self-discovery. The fear of discomfort holds many people back from their true potential. We live in a world that values instant gratification. Social media gives us the illusion of quick success. We see people living their best lives without knowing the hard work, the setbacks, and the struggles they faced in silence. But the truth is, mastery requires time and effort. It requires you to persist through discomfort and to embrace it as part of the journey. If you want to level up in life, to be truly extraordinary, you must develop a different relationship with discomfort. The discomfort you feel is often the universe pushing you toward your next level. It's the invitation to grow, to face your limits, and to transcend them. Think about the times when you've grown the most in your life. It was likely during moments of discomfort, times when you didn't feel ready but pushed forward anyway. It's in those moments that your true strength is built, not when everything is easy and comfortable. Mastery in any area comes when you're willing to face challenges and embrace the discomfort that comes with stretching yourself beyond your current capacity. But how do you keep going when discomfort seems unbearable? The key is in shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to avoid, start seeing it as an essential part of the process. Every time you feel uncomfortable, ask yourself, what can I learn from this rather than allowing it to stop you? Use it as fuel to push through. Discomfort isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign that you are on the verge of something new. Every challenge, every struggle, every uncomfortable situation is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. The next time you feel discomfort, whether it's the uncertainty of a new endeavor, the fear of failure, or the physical and emotional strain of pushing your limits, remind yourself that this is the path to mastery. Embrace it, lean into it, and trust that beyond the discomfort lies the transformation you've been seeking. You won't grow if you keep avoiding discomfort, you will only remain where you are. So step into the discomfort, trust the process, and know that your breakthrough is closer than you think. It's on the other side of the discomfort, waiting for you to claim it. Success is not about avoiding discomfort, it's about learning to move through it. Every step forward, every push beyond your comfort zone brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Mastery is not an event, it's a journey, and discomfort is a necessary companion along the way. So keep moving, keep growing, and never forget the greatest breakthroughs often come right after the moment you almost gave up. Discomfort is often viewed as a barrier, something to avoid at all costs. It's easy to assume that if something feels hard, painful, or uncertain, then it's a sign that we're on the wrong path. But what if that discomfort is exactly where the magic happens? What if your greatest breakthrough is hiding just beyond the discomfort you're trying to avoid? In today's world, we're conditioned to seek instant gratification. We want fast results, quick success, and immediate rewards. But the reality is, the most profound growth and mastery come through sustained effort, patience, and yes, discomfort. Most people give up too soon because they expect success to come easily, but true mastery requires moving through discomfort and uncertainty. It's in these moments when you feel challenged that your greatest transformation is occurring. Every time you encounter discomfort, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, it's your opportunity to grow. The discomfort you feel is not a signal to quit, it's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your current limits, stretching into new territory where growth happens. Growth isn't found in the comfortable, predictable places, it's found in the moments when you feel like giving up but decide to keep going anyway. It's found in the challenge, in the struggle, and in the courage to stay on course, even when the path seems difficult. The truth is, discomfort is the path to mastery. Every successful person, every accomplished individual, has gone through periods of discomfort and struggle. They didn't achieve greatness by avoiding challenges, they achieved greatness by facing them head-on and embracing the discomfort that came with it. Think about the most significant moments in your life. Wasn't it the times when you faced discomfort that led to the most profound lessons and breakthroughs? The key to moving through discomfort is not to run from it, but to shift your perspective on it. Instead of viewing discomfort as something negative, see it as a necessary part of the growth process. When you encounter discomfort, remind yourself that it's the universe's way of pushing you toward your next level. The discomfort you experience is a signal that you are on the brink of something new, something better, something more aligned with your true potential. People give up too soon because they focus too much on the immediate results. They forget that the most important part of the journey is not the destination, but the person you become along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every moment you stay in the discomfort, you are building resilience, patience, and strength. The discomfort is not your enemy, it's your guide. It's pushing you to grow, to expand, and to become the person capable of achieving the success you desire. What if the breakthrough you've been waiting for is just on the other side of the discomfort you're trying to avoid? What if, Instead of running away from the discomfort, you leaned into it. What if you embraced it, accepted it as part of the journey, and trusted that it was leading you to something greater? The next time you encounter discomfort, don't see it as a roadblock. See it as an opportunity. Step into it, embrace it, and know that on the other side of that discomfort lies the person you are becoming. Mastery is not for those who seek comfort, it's for those who are willing to endure the discomfort of growth, to stay the course, and to trust that the greatest breakthroughs are always just beyond the point of resistance. Your future self is waiting for you on the other side of this discomfort. Don't stop now. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Chasing the approval of others is a trap that most people don't even realize they're caught in. It's easy to get swept up in the desire for recognition, to crave validation for every move you make, every step you take. Society encourages this, the idea that success is measured by how many people applaud you, how many likes or comments you get, or how often you're told you're doing well. But the truth is, the more you seek external validation, the more you lose sight of what truly matters: your own journey, your own growth, your own purpose. Approval from others can feel good in the moment. It can give you a sense of accomplishment, a sense of belonging, or even a sense of worth. But relying on that external approval creates a cycle that is both exhausting and limiting. When you base your self-worth on the opinions of others, you give away your power. You allow other people's judgments, their expectations, and their perceptions to dictate your sense of self. And in doing so, you lose touch with the most important thing, the unique, individual path that is yours to walk. What if you stopped seeking the applause? Stopped waiting for the world to tell you that you're enough? What if your greatest success isn't in the accolades you collect, but in the quiet, personal victories you achieve on your own? The truth is, the more you chase approval, the more distracted you become from your own true purpose. You begin to shape your decisions based on what others expect or approve of, rather than following your own heart and intuition. The moment you stop looking outside for approval is the moment you begin to reclaim your power. When you stop seeking external validation, you start to make decisions that are aligned with who you truly are, not who you think others want you to be. You stop worrying about fitting into the expectations of others and start focusing on becoming the person you were meant to be. The freedom that comes from not needing validation is unparalleled because it allows you to grow in ways that are true to your own vision, not someone else's. Imagine what would happen if you let go of the need for recognition. What if you could move through your life without constantly wondering if people are noticing your efforts, your sacrifices, your work? What if the most significant moments of success in your life were achieved when you weren't looking for applause at all? You would find that you don't need the world's approval to be successful. In fact, the less you seek it, the more you might find it, because you're no longer trying to please others or conform to their expectations. Instead, you are living authentically, following your own path with confidence, and that energy attracts respect and admiration naturally. It's important to remember that the people who truly matter, the ones who genuinely care about you and your journey, will respect your choices, even if they don't always agree with them. They will see the strength and conviction in your ability to move forward without needing constant approval. And even more importantly, when you stop looking outside for validation, you begin to recognize your own worth, your own accomplishments, and your own potential. The approval you were chasing all along was never as important as your own belief in yourself. So ask yourself what would happen if you stopped waiting for the applause. What if your success, your fulfillment, and your joy didn't depend on how many people acknowledged you, but on how true you were to your own journey. The truth is, when you stop seeking the approval of others, you begin to live a life that is fully yours, and that, ultimately, is the most powerful form of success. It's easy to think that big changes require big actions. Society glorifies the grand gestures, the dramatic leaps, the monumental successes that seem to come overnight. We see those rare moments where someone achieves something extraordinary and think, that's the way to do it. We imagine that transformation happens in one sudden burst, a lightning bolt of brilliance that propels us to success. But the truth is, true and lasting change doesn't come from big leaps, it comes from the small, consistent actions that no one else notices. It's in the quiet efforts, the daily steps, the invisible work that builds the foundation for something extraordinary. Think about the most significant accomplishments in your life. Were they achieved in a single dramatic moment, or were they the result of consistent, incremental effort over time? The truth is, everything worth achieving is built step by step, action by action. It's not about waiting for the big breakthrough, it's about making those small, seemingly insignificant decisions every day that ultimately add up to something massive. Every small action you take, no matter how insignificant it seems in the moment, is a building block for your future. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, practicing a skill, or simply showing up when you don't feel like it, those small, consistent efforts create momentum. Each tiny effort, when done consistently, compounds over time to create massive change. And the best part, it's all done in silence. No applause, no recognition, no cheering crowds, just the quiet, often unseen work that will one day speak for itself. The world often rewards only the final result, the outcome that's visible for all to see. But it's important to remember that success is not the culmination of one big action, it's the culmination of hundreds or thousands of small actions that no one else may even be aware of. It's the quiet hours spent practicing, the moments of discipline when no one is watching, the persistence when everyone else has given up. Success is not the moment when you arrive at your destination, it's the sum of all those unseen efforts, those small choices made day in and day out. So ask yourself, are you willing to put in the small, unseen work that will create something extraordinary? Are you willing to take that first step, even if it feels like it's insignificant? The answer is yes, because those small steps are what create the momentum that leads to transformation. It's easy to be discouraged when the results don't come quickly, but remember that every small action you take is an investment in your future. You may not see the rewards right away, but just because they're not immediately visible doesn't mean they're not working. It's in the quiet, consistent efforts that real growth happens. It's in the hours of study, the late nights of practice, the daily commitments that no one else sees, that true mastery is built. Every small decision, every small effort creates the foundation for something much bigger. And when you keep moving forward, step by step, even when it's difficult, you're building something powerful. So don't wait for the big moment. Don't wait for the applause. Instead, commit to the small efforts, the ones that seem insignificant in the moment, but that will ultimately create the life you desire. Every action you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to the extraordinary future you're creating. The work you do in silence is the work that speaks the loudest in the end. Keep going, because those small, consistent actions are what will lead you to the greatness you seek. Transformation is rarely a loud, attention-grabbing event. It's not the sudden, dramatic change that the world often expects. In fact, the most profound transformations happen quietly, in the silence of your thoughts, decisions, and daily actions. The world may see the results eventually, but by the time they do, you'll have already become someone entirely new. The most significant shifts take place within, hidden from view, beneath the surface, where no one else can see the struggle, the growth, or the breakthroughs. The world is obsessed with visible results. We love the moments when we can point to something and say, "This is my success." We want to be seen, recognized, and applauded for our progress. But what if the most meaningful transformation happens long before anyone else notices? What if your greatest growth is happening right now, in ways that no one else can see? What if the quiet choices you make, the thoughts you shift, and the habits you cultivate in silence are the very things that are leading you to your best self? Real transformation isn't instant. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, deliberate process, one that requires patience, persistence, and a deep trust that the work you're doing on the inside is preparing you for something much bigger than what's visible. The changes you make today, in the quiet moments of reflection and action, are laying the groundwork for the person you will become tomorrow. And while it may feel like nothing is happening on the surface, there is an enormous amount of internal work taking place. Consider the most meaningful changes you've ever experienced. Did they come from a single moment of realization, or did they develop over time, piece by piece, quietly shifting the way you think, feel, and act? Transformation is often a process that unfolds in stillness. It's in the times when you feel like nothing is changing that the deepest shifts are occurring. The patience to sit with discomfort, to challenge your old beliefs, and to act differently is what creates lasting change, even if no one else sees it in the moment. The world may not notice at first. Your friends, family, or colleagues might not recognize the shifts you're making. But don't let that discourage you. The results will eventually speak for themselves, but by the time they do, you will have already experienced a profound internal change. You'll no longer be the person who waited for external validation, because you will have learned to trust the quiet, internal work. The real change is happening inside of you, one decision, one shift in thinking, one action at a time. So the next time you feel like you're not seeing results or like the world isn't recognizing your progress, remember this transformation is a quiet process. It's not about how loud or fast you can make your change, it's about the small, steady steps you take when no one is watching. Your greatest growth happens in the moments when you are alone, when you are practicing patience, self-discipline, and self-awareness. What if your greatest transformation is happening right now, in ways that no one else can see? What if the shifts you're making in your mind, your heart, and your soul are leading you to a place of greater strength, clarity, and purpose than you could ever have imagined? Trust that the quiet work you're doing will eventually reveal itself to the world. The results will come, but more importantly, you will have already transformed into the person who can handle those results with grace, wisdom, and power. So keep going, even if no one else notices. Keep doing the quiet work. The transformation is happening, and it's happening in a way that is uniquely yours. Trust the process, because in the end, it's the quiet work that leads to the most powerful results.